years ago today.
I'm Ray Glasser, speaking to you from Cleveland, Ohio, in March of 2007, and this is my introductory video to YouTube. I've been on YouTube for a couple of weeks now, uploading videos about the Betamax video format, and I thought it's time that I came on camera and told you who I am, what I'm doing here, and where my interests lie.
Well, that was then, this is now. That was 2007. It is now March 17th, 2017, 10 years later, and I'm still here, surprisingly sometimes. Anyway, how you doing? This is Ray Glasser in Cleveland, Ohio, here on March 17th, 2017, and it has been a very long time since I've been on camera and on YouTube, and there are some reasons for it. Nothing critical, nothing serious, just I've been busy, what can I say? But anyway, I have compiled some notes to tell you what I've been doing in the last 10 years, how my life has changed in the last 10 years, and what's going on with me in 2017. First of all, how my life has changed in the last 10 years. First of all, in 2007, I was shooting video with a Sony TRV-900 mini DV camcorder in 4:3 standard definition video. Now I'm using another Sony camcorder. I forget the model number. There's so many of them now. But this is recording in 16:9 in high definition. 10 years ago, I was on a major diet. I lost about 45 pounds. Of course, I put it all back on and then some. I had a lot more hair back then, and it was a different color. But again, that's the age thing. The years roll on and things change. The biggest difference in my life between then and now is 10 years ago I had a wife, a wonderful wife, whom I married in 1980. And little did I know that 5 years later, from 2007, in 2012, she was going to pass away due to lung cancer. Probably the biggest trauma of my entire life. And that death, that loss, is something I will never totally get over. The years are helping. It's been almost 5 years now. Time is helping, time is healing, but it's something I will never entirely get over. It's kind of rough. 10 years ago, I was working. Now I am retired. In 2007, I was working in a rubber factory in Chardon, Ohio, and they closed many years after I quit there. I was then working in a tool and die shop in downtown Cleveland for almost a year. And then I worked for New York Frozen Foods, a company that makes only frozen bread items, and they're known for their Texas toast. They're all over the country, and I think all over the world. And that wound up being my last full-time job, New York Frozen Foods. After that, I had 2 part-time dishwashing jobs until 2014, and then I totally retired. My income now consists of Social Security each month from Uncle Sam and a small pension from my union. I did have a major incident happen in January of 2014, which a lot of you know about. I was hit by a car when I was walking in a crosswalk, and the guy he didn't see me. He pushed me down, and I injured my right hip, because that's where he hit me. So apparently I need a hip replacement, which I have not done yet. If I have to get it done someday, I will. Right now I'm okay. The way things are, it's not really painful. It affects my walk to a slight degree. I have a slight limp sometimes, but other than that, I'm really good to go. So when I have to have the hip replaced, I will. My interests have changed a lot in the last 10 years. Right now, I have no landline phone, no cable TV, no satellite TV. I never ever watch any current TV these days. I don't collect anything off TV. I have other things I'd rather do, actually. I haven't saved a TV series since Smallville, which ended, I think, in the mid-2000s. I actually like that series a lot, and I have probably 50 episodes, yes, on beta tapes in my collection. But that's the last TV series I really followed on network TV. I actually have the first replay DVR, which I bought back in 2000, used it for many years, and now it just sits literally gathering dust. I do have a rooftop antenna, which is a digital antenna, and I actually have a digital to analog down converter, so I can actually record on Betamax tapes or VHS or on my DVR off my antenna. And ironically enough, I get 50 channels off this antenna. Between all the main and sub channels that are now on digital TV, I got a lot of channels here where I live in Menor, Ohio. Also, last August, I lost my brother, my younger brother. he passed away suddenly from a heart attack at age 64, which was just total shock, a total shock. In 2010, I met a guy who likes old video formats. He has Betamax, VHS, Laserdisc, and stuff like that. He loves videotape. He took about 300 of my beta tapes as well, because I actually gave them away to him because I had the same titles on DVD, and I couldn't see keeping them in both formats, really. So he took about 300 of my tapes. He also took about 1,000 from a good friend of mine who began collecting on beta the same time I did back in 1976. And this guy dumped his entire Betamax library of almost 3,000 tapes on me. I gave away a bunch of them. My friend locally took about 1,000, and the rest, I kept a lot of them myself. So that was then. That's what's happened between then and now. As far as what's going on these days, in 2017, I spend most of my time right here. This is being shot at my desk, my computer in front of me. Over there is my reel-to-reel audio library, which I began building in 1963, and essentially ended in the late 1970s when I got into home video. But these days I have 2 part-time radio jobs that kind of keep me busy. They're both volunteer jobs. One I've been involved with since 2011, and that's Wixie 1260 Online, which is an internet radio station that kind of recreates the old Wixie 1260 AM that was here in Cleveland for about 10 years in the 60s and 70s. And I do production for them. On and off I do a DJ show every now and then, although I haven't done that since late last year. But I do a lot with the station. I'm involved very heavily with the station. We do a lot of remote broadcasts in Cleveland. In fact, this weekend we're actually going to be at the Autorama at the Cleveland IX Center. The whole time the Autorama's going, we're going. We have 2 booths, live disc jockeys, and it's a lot of fun. So that keeps me busy. That's my first radio gig. The second, in the summer of 2016, I joined John Carroll University's FM station, WJCU. I'm on the air twice a month as a substitute host for an oldie show on Saturday between 3 and 6 p.m. The show has been on the air since, 2004, I think. It's called Retro Radio. And what we do is recreate one of 4 radio stations from the past for 3 hours. We recreate WHK, CKLW, WKYC, and Wixie 1260. And we take a survey from a certain week and year, and we play the songs off that survey with jingles from the appropriate station. And it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. I've been interviewed for a number of productions about home video and video stores. Still waiting to see most of them. One did come to pass. It was actually released last month. It's called Magnetic Highway. And my buddy Scott down in Florida produced it and interviewed me. And there's some footage in the video of myself, as well as the Videophile newsletter founder, Jim Lowe, who lives in Tallahassee. And that was a lot of fun to see myself on that. Scott did a great job editing that. And Scott, my hat's off to you for that production, buddy. I've also been very busy with Facebook. I'm on Facebook literally all day. If I'm awake and I'm on the computer, I'm on Facebook. I began 2 groups on Facebook a number of years ago. One is called Beta is Better. Actually, Betamax is better. For those people who still use Betamax or they want to get into the Betamax video format or collect tapes or whatever, they join that group. And I've got a lot of members. I forget, 600, 700, 800 members I think are in that group now, and I'm kind of proud of that. And it also shows that videotapes to many people is still alive. Even though video as a home format is dead, I mean VHS is gone, beta is gone. On the internet, these things are still alive. So it's a lot of fun watching people buy Betamaxes off of eBay and from their friends and at thrift stores and whatever, and rediscover what I discovered over 40 years ago. It's a lot of fun to watch this happen. The other group I created on Facebook is Wixie 1260 Super Radio. It's a group that actually kind of celebrates the history of Wixie 1260 in Cleveland, and people post their memories and sometimes surveys and pictures from the station that goes back to the 60s and 70s, and it's a lot of fun. I also seem to find little projects that keep me busy from time to time. I just finished dubbing about 30 Betamax tapes to DVD for an old friend of mine who lives in Washington State. That's done. And last week I received 13 reel-to-reel tapes of Cleveland radio from the 60s, which I'm converting to CDs. And once that's done, something else will drop in my lap. It just happens all the time. Things pop in my lap and I'm still busy. It's amazing how busy I am, even though I am retired. Before you ask, my Betamax library, whatever happened to it? It's still there on the wall. I'm down to about, I say down to about 2,000 Betamax tapes from its peak of about 2,500 titles. I really stopped collecting pretty much at about 2,500 tapes. I just can't part with a lot of them for various reasons. I rarely watch them, and I'm slowly replacing the movies I have on Betamax tape with DVD versions. Same thing with a lot of TV shows that are now out on DVD. They're much better quality, no commercials, no edits, and they look so good. It's just amazing. So I don't really collect on beta anymore. If there's something important that's going on that I can record off TV, a news article, a celebrity death, bad weather, whatever, I can still record it on TV and save it to a Betamax tape. But I rarely use my Betamaxes anymore. What Betamaxes do I currently have that still work? Well, I've only got actually 2 Super Beta Hi-Fis left. I have the SL-HF 2100, which was the 15th anniversary edition. That thing is in primo condition. It's really in great shape. And my pride and joy, the Japanese Sony SL-HF 3000, which is a clone of the SL-HF 1000 that was released here in America. And I have an unboxing video. The day I got that 3000 in from Japan, I did an unboxing video, one of many I've done over the years, and that's up here on YouTube. I also have a working SL5800 and a working industrial SL0383X1 editor, which I never use. And my first Japanese Betamax, the SLJ7, which I got in 1980, it's so much still working. What's left to upload to YouTube? Probably plenty. Over the last 10 years, I've been taking snippets out of my library and uploading station breaks, commercials, funny bits, whatever, in some cases entire TV shows. And I learned a lot about copyrights. I've had entire channels knocked off by NBC, by Johnny Carson, by Don King Productions, by a TV station in Las Vegas, and I haven't uploaded major items for probably 2 to 3 years on YouTube, and all of my current 8 channels still have no copyright violations on them. Knock on wood. That may change when I upload the next video. You just never know. It's actually a crapshoot. But I haven't logged my last 20 miscellaneous tapes in the last 2 or 3 years on beta because I've just been too busy, so I don't really know what's on them. I collect a lot of DVD extras. When I rent a DVD, I might put the making of or deleted scenes on a Betamax tape. So I don't know what's on these last 20 miscellaneous tapes. It's a matter of just getting down and watching them, running a log to see what's on them. I recently inherited a Betamax library from a friend of mine, and the tapes that I saved from him have plenty of tapes with original network broadcasts from the 80s and 90s that he recorded right through. He would start the tape at 8 o'clock at night, and at 11 o'clock, hit the stop button. There's 3 hours of network broadcasts, commercials, station breaks, everything. And I'm going to take some of those and upload just the station breaks and the commercials. So I still have plenty of stuff I can upload. It's a matter of when I get to it. Over the past year or two, I've been uploading mainly videos from one of my 2 radio stations that I'm involved with, Wixie 1260 Online or WJCU. What's in my future? Well, hopefully staying alive. I mean, I don't think I look a guy that's about to turn 70, and I sure don't feel like it. I feel pretty good despite my bad hip. I'm fairly healthy. I keep busy all the time. Hopefully I can find a woman again. And I'm keeping busy with both radio gigs and finding things day after day that just make the days go on. It's unbelievable how busy I am. I never thought I'd be this busy in retirement, but I really am, every day. My day usually begins at noon. For those of you who know me, you know this. I've been a night owl since the late 60s. So my day begins around 12 noon. By the time I've had my coffee and eat breakfast, it's 2 o'clock, 2:30. I putz around on my computer in the afternoon, and then in the evening, I either am dubbing a tape or doing production for a radio station or just sitting down watching a movie. And midnight, 1 o'clock rolls around, the day is done, I'm back to bed. So those are my days pretty much. They're almost all spent right here at the computer. I bought myself a new office chair a couple years ago because I need it. And I'm living the life, really. I'm still here. Hopefully I can upload some more videos to YouTube in the near future just to keep things fresh. I still think I have like 8 active YouTube channels. I have to actually go through them and see what's still left and let you know what's still left. And that's basically it. This has been really short and sweet. I thought this would roll on a lot longer than this. Of course, those of you who know me last year know that last June I did a 40th anniversary Betamax video to celebrate 40 years of being involved with the Betamax video format. That tape ran 3 hours. I could not believe it. It was so detailed and so intense. And capsulizing 40 years of anything is going to take some time. So it took 3 hours. And that's up on at least 3 of my YouTube channels. I actually spend a lot more time on Facebook these days than I do on YouTube, but I think that's pretty self-evident. Anyway, just want to come on camera and say it was 10 years ago today that I began my YouTube uploads. And you might be wondering, how did I ever find YouTube? Well, I got to thank my friend Doug, who lives in Akron, Ohio, for showing me YouTube. He was playing in a band and uploaded a video of the band and him playing in it. And said, look what I did. I said, wow, that's really cool. How'd you do that? And he explained to me how it worked. So I began a YouTube channel. I think it was called Videoholic, which was my nickname. And I began uploading commercials and old Betamax commercials and station IDs from my Betamax library. And the whole thing kind of just mushroomed. And I was uploading these videos day and night for a while. And by the way, I still save these videos in a big binder on DVDs. I save them as AVI files, so if I need to re-upload a video or email one to somebody or whatever, I can still have access to the original video file. It's been very convenient. So I guess that about does it. From 2007 to 2017, this is how my life has changed. This is how my appearance has changed. And I'm still living the life, having a lot of fun. So we'll see you next time when I decide to get on camera next, maybe 6 months from now. Maybe 2 years from now, I don't know. Every day's different. Every day is different. Every day I feel like doing something different. So we'll see what happens. Ray Glasser signing off here on March 17th, 2017 from Mentor, Ohio. Take care and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.